This is actually how I start every video, just to test the audio mixer. Ironically, because it is the music of Vox Machina. Today we are joined by Baby Yoda. Yes, I know that's not the actual name, but they will forever be Baby Yoda in my heart. Hi dolls, welcome back, and if you are new, hello, my name is Jessie, and today we're going to react to the legend of the music of The Legend of Vox Machina. And I'm really excited for this one. I feel like I open every video up with, I'm really excited for this, but I just am. I'm really excited for it. I am totally a music person. I love music. Music is soothing, it's calming, it's exciting, it's chaotic, it's everything. It makes every scene in any movie or TV show or wherever you are that much more intense. It brings up the morale, it brings up the intensity, it changes and shifts the whole kind of feeling of whatever scene you are watching. And so I'm very excited to see what kind of music they have in this. I actually yesterday started watching Campaign 3. I have finished the first episode, which was just under 4 hours, and I'm in the middle of the second one right now, because basically all I'm doing is laying in bed and watching TV. I am feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. I am still very congested, and I'm still very just weak and exhausted. So what better time to start a 4 hour episode, 11 episode campaign than right now? If you're watching Campaign 3, right now, my favorites are Fresh Cut Grass, of course, and Fern. I love Fern. So I'm really excited to get back into that and dive in deeper. But I am driving myself crazy because I want to get through these videos in order to start the show, because I heard the show was really, really good and it dropped last night. So let's do that. But before we do, don't forget to throw a like or dislike if you do or do not like what you see. But comment down below, let me know why. Subscribe if you have not yet. We do fun things here. Ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. It is $5 a month. It's only $1.25 a week. It has all of my unedited reactions of everything that I do on YouTube in addition to more. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at star_chef_productions. But without further ado, this is my official reaction to the legend of the music of The Legend of Vox Machina. Vox Machina. That's why I feel like I sound like.
If you have a good sound system, get it ready. Get on the TV, crank the volume up.
When
I don't,
the
but
music
I have a
kicks
decent
in,
TV.
it's epic. It's the final cherry on top.
I think everyone's gonna love the ride that the show takes you on.
Just like seeing a lot of the art come out of the design teams and the background artists and the animators, hearing character themes, hearing intense moments of our story being giving its original score, it's incredible. It gives goosebumps instantaneously.
You know, it's funny, I didn't really think that I was that familiar with Neil Acri's music before he signed on to the project, but it turns out I really was. You've heard Neil's music if you've ever played any of the games that he is so well known for.
I worked for many years on the Stargate franchise, and then at some point got an opportunity to write music for video games, and that meant World of Warcraft, and that led to StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3 and Overwatch eventually.
It's great to work with people who are good at their jobs, of course, but it's even more spectacular when you can work with someone whose enthusiasm for your project makes it not your project anymore, it's our project. He's a true collaborator in that sense, that we are making something together.
When I first heard about the Kickstarter,
It's
I knew
basically
right
what I was
away
saying in the
had
last
to be
one,
involved
like,
in
it's
some way.
so
It's
shared
the kind
now.
of project my entire career has been preparing me for. At that moment, I realized I can talk all I want about this, but the only way to really convey my enthusiasm is to do it through music.
So many different components. It's so amazing.
Unbeknownst to us, Neil, on his own, scored a variation of what he called sort of the Critical Role theme, bringing in
that's
elements
cool.
from
It's like a little
previous
surprise.
versions, but also just building the size of the sound to show what could be possible.
I went all in, hired an orchestra, recorded it, sent it to Sam, and said, "This is just my way of saying thank you for considering me."
Every freaking person that is involved
It
in
hit our
this,
inbox, and I
swear.
think
They're
I
just
stood
so-
in the
such
kitchen
good
with a glass of
people.
water and listened to it about 37 times. It was one of the first moments where we really realized what could be possible with how we deliver this show. Neil knows our show. He knew the characters. He knew what the world was like. He knew what the different areas of Exandria were, and he was already
Sounds
talking about
beautiful.
different themes for different locations.
Neil has such an epic grasp of fantasy, but it's also grounded and modern, which is exactly what we need, because Legend of Vox Machina is not a period piece. It is not historical. It is a modern fantasy.
Matt's vision for the world that these characters run around in is so sweeping and gorgeous, and Neil's music meets that.
He's made music for all kinds of different genres, electronic music and classical music.
He creates these really unique sounds. We're really lucky to have him on this team.
Oh, that sounds so powerful.
Instead of adapting the RPG, I'm adapting the cinematic influences that they had when they created these moments. I get in front of a keyboard and I start playing along, and it's kind of become this intuitive thing where it's kind of a puzzle. The acting and the pacing of the scene are clues that'll help get you halfway there, but then finding these threads that will tie the entire season together. I write all my music on keyboard, and that means using computers to trigger sounds. So if I play a note on the keyboard, I'll hear a violin sound or a French horn sound or a drum sound, and that allows me to create a mock-up of the music as it's going to be recorded by the orchestra before we even get musicians to record
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
I had the chance to bring in some longtime collaborators like Tina Guo. Paul Cartwright is playing fiddle, Kristen Nigas playing woodwinds. The orchestra we're working
All
with
these
is the
oh.
Budapest Scoring Orchestra
These
in
instruments are
Budapest, Hungary.
amazing.
And for the main title, I brought in bagpipe player Eric Rigler. He
I
played
love
on Titanic and
bagpipes.
Braveheart.
That's cool. I'm a sucker for bagpipes.
The one thing
love
I knew
them.
starting out is that Your Turn to Roll theme had to be a presence in the score.
The adventure begins. They were always beside you.
Both as a fan of it myself, and I knew it's something that the fans would want to hear.
Your Turn to Roll is really the song that we have built most of the
Your
second
nerdy
campaign
best
around.
friends.
But there are elements of it now that are just associated with Critical Role as a brand. So we wanted to implement that, if we could, in a smart way that would make fans of the show smile.
He's taken some elements of the Critical Role theme song and shifted and adapted and rearranged it so that it fits into the world of The Legend of Vox Machina.
In moments of action, humor, sadness, Neil will brilliantly weave these notes from that song in.
If you are a music nerd, you're going to catch a lot of wonderful little nods.
It's there as much as I can get it in. I've tried to do my best to build upon that and take it into new adventures.
This isn't just your mom and dad's fantasy series. It's not all one musical genre. We're bringing in a much wider breadth of musical influences that makes it way more interesting in my mind than just sticking to one genre.
The characters of Vox Machina have such clearly defined personalities, and I've tried to find ways to connect musically with those. To me, Grog is heavy metal.
I could see that.
Pike and Keyleth, I've approached both with a similar kind of flute and choir. Percy, a little bit of a classical operatic approach. Vax and Vex have this gracefulness to them, so I've been handling that with strings playing this kind of classical waltz. I remember when I first started working on the show, I was trying to find the voice and kind of define some parameters. And then at one point, Sam asked me to write a heavy metal piece where Scanlan's playing the lute and it turns into a heavy metal guitar. And I'm like,
That's
all
neat.
the rules are out the window. Scanlan really opened up the musical Pandora's box with the songs that Sam and Peter wrote.
Scanlan's music serves all kinds of different purposes.
I'm really excited
In a
to see
practical
him.
sense, his singing and music activates his magical powers. But the main point of the Scanlan songs, for me anyway, is just to make people laugh.
It was very important to us in the beginning that The Legend of Vox Machina have the balance between emotional moments and comedic moments.
If it was just sweeping music and beautiful vistas, it wouldn't be us. We're a bunch of dumb fucks. So Sam grounds us in reality that way. Boy, Sam in reality. That's a comparison I've never made before.
In the campaign, I used to spoof top 40 hits from the radio, but for the series, we decided to make Scanlan's music completely original. And so me, along with my brother-in-law, Peter Habib, have composed a brand new set of Scanlan originals.
There's a lot of personality with this character. He's got his own voice, so we've got to use that voice to further along the plot and to entertain.
The dynamic between Sam and Peter is amazing, and the result has been nothing short of spectacular.
They're short little songs that are just really well written and are funny.
We keep laughing because not only is it hilarious, but it makes sense and it fits and it elevates the narrative.
So I'm so excited for that. I love to laugh.
They're also a jam.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
awesome.
no right to be so good. You want them to be stupid because of Scanlan, but they're so catchy.
Every time a new one gets shared, my heart, like the Grinch, grows 2 or 3 sizes.
It's been liberating to be able to work on a show where it exists in this fantasy world. It leads you down a lot of paths that you might not have ordinarily taken.
The songs of Scanlan Shorthalt definitely bring to life facets of that odd combination of classic fantasy and modern slapdickery. I have no other way to really explain it.
Through the course of Sam and I writing these wild songs, I've gotten a lot of insight into what a dirty birdie he is.
My toe is going in and out. Gonna make you twist and shout. That rhymes, and it's dirty.
I knew they were going to be extra, but they've gone super, super extra. Possibly one of the big reasons why this is going to be a very adult cartoon.
We touched on a lot of different musical styles and genres. Everything from a little bit of a hip-hop edge to a funk and a soul edge to a country kind of style.
There are absurd songs and there are heartfelt songs.
It's magic.
The creative outlets are flooded completely open with this show.
In my career, I've had the chance to work on a lot of very beloved franchises, so I understand what it means to take the story and to try to deliver the best I can to help bring it to the fans, to bring it to a new audience, and I just want to make this the best it can be.
Folks, we've given a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the last couple years of music that we've generated for this show. My hope is that it brings the world that you guys know so well to another level.
To get to contribute to this, to be a part of this story, is a huge honor, and I hope that everyone enjoys the show as much as we've all enjoyed working on it.
That's awesome. Oh, so this little bit here is the beginning of that song. All right, so there you have it, the legend of the music of The Legend of Vox Machina. And I didn't realize that the little bit at the end of every video that we've been watching, the ha ha ha, was the beginning, I guess, the beginning of that song, Your Turn to Roll. That sounds so good. I'm so excited for that. I absolutely adore watching people play their instruments because, again, it's like a passion project. I just love watching these people live out their passion. And the girl, forgive me, I can't remember her name, she's just like jamming away. It's so inspiring and it's so energizing and it's so beautiful to see them do that and to know that, again, they're also passionate about this project and they want to just incorporate part of their soul into this story. I am so excited for Scanlan. I am so excited for Scanlan. Scanlan, I'm a comedy person. Comedy horror is my favorite. And so when you take serious and comedy and you mash it together, it's my favorite. And I am so thrilled to be able to soon hear all of his songs and all of his ridiculousness. Like I said, I'm watching Campaign 3 and Fresh Cut Grass. It's just so ridiculous. He's so ridiculous. I just absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So I cannot wait. I am one step closer. We have one video left, which I am very excited about because everyone keeps saying it is fantastic. So let's jump into that and then we can jump into the series. Everyone throw a like or dislike if you do or do not like what you see. Comment down below, let me know, subscribe if you have not yet. Thanks, everyone. To be notified when I upload videos. Don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at @star_chef_productions. But that is it. So long, everyone. Try to make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye.